Looking to revamp your email marketing? There are plenty of generic tips and empty advice out there when it comes to email marketing. The truth is, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. There's a lot of nuance to email marketing, but there are still a handful of best practices that can come in handy. Today we'll be going over 8 actionable email marketing tips to help you increase open and click-through rates. I'm Raid, here with Jotform. Let's go. Our first tip is to make the customer the hero. Many people get so wrapped up in writing marketing copy that they forget how to talk and write like a human. While you should focus on the customer's specific needs, desires, and pain points, be sure to write them in a conversational tone. Put your customer at the front and center of the conversation. You can do this by sending emails only when you have something to say, or featuring customers in your emails with write-ups or curating content they wrote. Next, spend time on your subject line and preview text. These are the first pieces of text that your recipient sees. What's the point of writing a great email if no one opens it? You need to write compelling text to draw people in and get them to open your emails. Create a subject line that's interesting and snappy, but not too clickbaity. CoSchedule's Headline Analyzer is a great tool for writing and testing subject lines. Our third tip is to include fewer call to actions, or CTAs, in your emails. This will give your email maximum impact. What you don't want is an email like the Cheesecake Factory menu. They're a mile long, take forever to read, and are full of different CTAs. The point is, most people don't want to consume emails in that way. People usually are reading emails on their phone and during their in-between time. So it's much easier to decipher a single CTA. Your customers are far more likely to take your desired action if you have one focused call to action than several. Our fourth tip is to use the PS section for maximum impact. Since this is the section at the bottom of the email, it is often overlooked, but it can still be used to your advantage. For example, if you're selling tickets to a webinar, you can add a short one-liner with a link to buy a ticket in the PS section. It's a good way to wrap up your email and remind your recipient of what you want them to do. Our next tip is to add alternative text to any image in your email. When people view emails in plain text or are in a place with poor Wi-Fi, then the images will either load very slowly or they won't load at all, which is why it's a good idea to include a short text description in the image alt text field. But if you are using images in your emails, be sure to use them sparingly. The more images you have, the longer it will take for your emails to load entirely. Next, make your emails personal. No one wants to feel like they are reading a message from a robot. If your email looks and feels like it's from a person, the more likely it will be opened and read through. This is why plain text emails that are sent from a real person perform so much better in terms of open rates than fancy HTML emails. Our seventh tip is to remember that FOMO sells. FOMO, or fear of missing out, adds a sense of urgency to your emails and is a great way to get your recipients to do what you want them to do. Just don't use any fake urgency tactics because then you'll lose the trust of your subscribers. For instance, if you email your subscribers telling them you're closing ticket sales on Friday, you can't email them again on Monday saying the sale is back on because you didn't hit your sales goal. Doing this will tell your subscribers that your deadlines are artificial and don't matter. This will entirely undermine your brand's credibility. And finally, our last tip is to subscribe to email marketing newsletters for inspiration. Though this is a little meta, it's a good idea to look at other email marketers to see these tips in action. It's one thing to hear these tips, but it's more effective to see how it's all used in the real world. Some good resources include Not a Newsletter, Really Good Emails, and Email Upler's design templates. Okay, let's review our email marketing tips. First, make your customer the hero. Focus on your email, subject line, and preview text. Be sure to include fewer CTAs in your emails. Use the PS section to your advantage. Add alternate text to any images that you include. Make your emails personal. Remember that FOMO sells, but use it wisely. And finally, subscribe to email marketing newsletters to get some inspiration. While incorporating these tips, make sure that you're delivering value to your subscribers using clear and concise design and messaging. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm Raid, here with Jotform. See you next time.